Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Yay. So this video topic was actually requested from a client, and she said that she's been experiencing emotional eating and binge eating for quite some time. And I want to share with you that I had an eating disorder for 10 years. I have personal experience with bulimia, anorexia, binge eating, emotional eating. Um, and I went to years of therapy for it, and it didn't help me. And I feel like I have a grasp on this whole thing. And the conventional wisdom was not helpful for me. And I have a few things to share with you that I hope are helpful for you and for any family member that maybe that's going through this. I know, like, with what's going on in the world right now, I feel like there's a lot of like addictions happening and distractions happening and people just wanting to basically like escape reality, right? And um so I get it. And so we're just going to get into this today, and I'm going to share with you how to stop it finally. Okay? How I stopped it, and then how I would recommend that you sort of explore how to stop it as well. If you or your friend or family member is going through this, then definitely share this with them because this is a huge problem. Food is something that we need to survive. It's not like drugs or alcohol where like you can just stop cold turkey. Like food is something that we're always around, and it's always around family and holidays, and there's such an emotional tie with the food. So that's another component. A lot of people eat for love, to feel love, and because they didn't get it from their friends or family or etc. So there's a lot of things. There's a host of reasons why. And I can go more into this if you wish in a additional video, but today we're just going to stay focused on this. And I want to share, I actually went to school to be an addiction counselor. So when I was working with women in my early 20s addicted to drugs and alcohol, they had other addictions like food, sex, etc. So like gambling, shopping, us women, we love to shop. Um, and so, yeah, so I definitely have experience with this in practice and theory. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so first I just have some notes here. So basically, the key with this is to address the cause, not the symptom. So usually when people go to therapy, the therapist will teach the client or patient DBT, CBT, which that's cognitive behavioral therapy, and then dialectical behavioral therapy. And they'll teach them these various tools and techniques on how to distract your mind, be present, meditation, etc. That's just addressing the symptom. So we need to really go for the cause. And often with the cause, there's two primary causes that were for me, certainly, and what I've also observed in others. So, first of all, lack of purpose and focus and vision for your life, for one's life. So, feeling a lack of purpose, I mean, wow, that like being bored, having idle time, that is a scary place to be in mentally because it's there's this term like boredom is the devil's playground or something like that. And so that's something which is very profound. Once I discovered my purpose, once I went vegan, you don't have to go vegan, okay? I'm just saying what worked for me. What works for everyone is different. But once I went vegan and I achieved the skin that I want, and I had a dream, and I started my YouTube channel, and I was like, I'm going to do this entrepreneurship thing. Like, I'm going to get on the internet and talk to a screen for my job. That's what I'm going to do. And once I had this vision and this confidence to back that up and just taking a leap of faith, I think just on myself, then the eating disorder behavior stopped cold turkey. And it wasn't from therapy. It was from me realizing my purpose. Now, in addition to realizing one's purpose and actually executing on that every single day and making sure that you're getting closer and closer and closer to your goal, to your ideal self. So we have that, right? Your purpose. We need to establish what your purpose is. What do you love to do? What would you do for free? And then the key is to turn that into your career. I mean, for me anyways, I just think of like, how can I monetize my passions? So that's where my mind automatically goes. But figure out a way to wrap that around your mind to where it feels good for you, it resonates for you. You know, are you like an artist? Like, how can you hone your craft better? Just really having a purpose, a clear, defined dream and goal, as Napoleon Hill says, and really just doubling down on that and going for it. And people are going to try to persuade you to not do what you really want to do. And you just have to say, thanks for your feedback, but this is what I'm doing. And that's it. For years, people have told me, you're going to have an online business? You're crazy. Well, I'm not crazy because look what just happened last year. Yeah. So everything's online now. So what I'm saying is believe in yourself and go for your purpose. Establish that. Okay. Secondly, dysfunctional relationships. This is a big one. This is probably the biggest cause of emotional and binge eating. And wow. So family members, friends, boyfriends, husbands, girlfriends, wives, I mean, whoever is in your life, basically, there is a probability that there could be some dysfunction going on. And so, I mean, it's really about boundaries. And I think understanding what you're willing to tolerate or what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. People will do more to prevent losing something than they will to actually gain something. And I think that's something to keep in mind. If you are in an unhealthy relationship and you're kind of afraid to not be in it anymore, I suggest that you really sort of think about how am I feeling after talking to this person? How am I feeling after talking to my mother? How do I feel after talking to my friend? You know, like reflect on how you feel after spending time with a particular person and write that down. I started doing this a few years ago when my intuition just kind of really started being magnified as a result of all the juice fasting and water fasting and eating plant-based and all my lemon water weird cleanse thingies and all of that. And it was almost like my third eye totally awoke. Like it opened and it was there and it's like, hello, you need to change the people that are in your life. And so what I chose to do, this is very challenging to separate yourself from dysfunctional relationships that can cause the emotional binge eating. But what I personally chose to do is to delete them from my phone and find other people to have relationships with. So that's something that I would encourage you to consider and at least reflect on. It's not like you need to do anything about it today, right? But it's just having the thought and the awareness of what could be causing this emotional eating. Now, often addictions, Dr. Phil said this. I used to watch Dr. Phil all the time. Every day after I would get home from college with my dad. And Dr. Phil said that addictions start for one reason and they continue for another. So, wow, isn't that profound? Because here's why, you guys. So, what fires together wires together in your brain. So the neurons in your brain, the habits, the thoughts that you think, the things that you do, it's almost like your brain automatically does it because it's habit. It turns into a habit. So for example, Tony Robbins, when he decided to stop eating more food than he really needed to, he created a new habit for himself. he conditioned himself. What he did is he left a certain portion of food on his plate every single night. And after, it's like he left a certain amount, and then pushed it away, and then that was it. It's like he didn't want anymore. So he got in the habit of leaving food on his plate because as a child there was little to no food. At least this is what he says. And so it's almost like when he grew up, and then he was able to basically eat as much as he wants and all of that. Then what he did is that he kind of rewired his mind into the doing like an opposite behavior, right? Because he was like indulging in all of these foods and stuff. And so I thought, oh wow, that's so cool. So basically, it is starting a new habit. It's changing your habits. And so when someone binge eats or emotionally eats, what's going on is often it's for the two reasons. Often it begins for either lack of purpose or vision in life. Secondly, dysfunctional relationships, which thereby causes self-gaslighting because the person almost like eats their feelings, which is a form of like self-punishment in some weird, bizarre way. I used to do that all the time for like 10 years. And wow, like, and it's a coping mechanism. But here's the thing is that it's a habit and it can be unlearned. So the habit of eating the entire box of cookies, a habit of eating the entire tub of ice cream, which I've done 5 billion times, that these habits of eating an entire, like, I mean, you guys get the point, right? It's like just eating the entire thing. And so for me, how I personally dealt with that is I went vegan, okay? Because for me, it's like, well, Whole Foods is a better thing. Like foods that are made from a plant, not in a plant. There's a difference. It's like foods made from nature, foods made from humans. I prefer nature. Thank you very much. I think that's better for my body. I'm not into like premature wrinkles, cellulite, aging, dehydrated skin. Like I want hydrated, supple skin for as long as possible. Unfortunately, I have good genetics. But the thing is that your lifestyle choices that you make today will affect every single area of your life. And even though right away you may not notice that you see an improvement or that you see a change or a difference, but even a decade from now, 5 years from now, certainly several decades from now, you will notice the decisions that you make today. You will be so incredibly grateful for what you chose to do. So I encourage you to do today what your future self will thank you for, okay? So again, how to stop emotional eating and binge eating. Address the cause, not the symptom. The symptom is the emotional eating, the binge eating. The cause is almost always a lack of definite purpose in life. What is your purpose? What are you here on earth to do? Like, figure it out. Because once you figure it out, wow, like the universe literally will support you. God will support you. You are unstoppable once you discover your purpose. And that I know for sure. And there's nothing better than knowing your purpose and going for it. So that's the first component. The second component is reflect on the relationships in your life. Are they dysfunctional? And if they are, consider separating yourself from that person, even if it's your mother or father. I remember this one time, so this was a few years ago after I went vegan, and I like was doing really, really well on my because I had bulimia for basically 10 years. So all throughout high school and stuff. And then I remember in my early 20s, my mom came here to visit me. So she lives in the States, but then she came here to visit me for my birthday, I think 24th birthday or something like that. And then I remember she gave me this like container of like nuts or something, and then that night I literally like ate the whole thing. Um and yeah, I'm not really gonna finish that sentence. I think you could probably figure it out, but and I had to reflect on like, whoa, this is weird. Like, was it her being around me that triggered me? What's going on here, right? So people trigger us, is what I'm saying. And even if it's like the closest people to you, there's there's often like some unresolved childhood trauma. There's often some sort of unresolved stuff. And so for me, I figured out what the issue was because it's important to learn from our experiences. Um, and so reflect on the times where you have these episodes, these emotional eating episodes. And I think when you do that, you'll be able to notice a pattern. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys. So I'll just look at the comments. Hi from Washington. Elena says, I love this. I'm so glad you love it. Do you have any questions or anything? I'm about to go and have a movie night. And I need to book an Uber on Friday at 5 o'clock. That is going to be interesting. I'll be in traffic for like 40 minutes, but that's okay. Okay, you guys. Well, I hope that this resonated for you. I feel like my client that asked me to do this video, I feel like she'll definitely love it. Oh, Anna says, hello from Brazil. Oh my goodness, I love your name, Anna Isabel. That is the most beautiful, like, angel name. I love that. When I was 7 years old, my dad took me to this like very spiritual woman that like sees angels or something, and she told me that my angel, my guardian angel, her name was Isabel. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, and so then after that, I just named all of my animals Belle, Isabel, my horse, I named her Belle. I named my hamster Bella, you know, yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, I love you so much, and I will see you again soon in a new video. I just want to say that on my channel, I have not, like, I much prefer doing these live streams. I don't like to do the pre-recorded videos. I just don't like to do it. It's not fun for me, but I do want to do videos like every other day or every day. And they're not all going to be on skincare. I don't really know what they're going to be on, but I just need to like share I need to share me with you guys. And so, because this is my purpose, right? I practice what I preach. This is my purpose, is sharing me on these videos. So, so the live streams are what I'm going to do. And if you like it, great. If you don't, I don't really know what to tell you, but this is what I'm doing. And I have to stay true to myself. And I encourage you to stay true to yourself too. I love being live. I love talking to you guys. It's so good. And also, I don't procrastinate on making YouTube videos, because when they're pre-recorded, it's so easy to say, oh, I'll edit it tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into the other tomorrow. And then we have tomorrow disease. Okay? We do not want tomorrow disease. So the live streams are excellent. And I'm able to be consistent with those. So I have another video coming out tomorrow on the magic of trusting your intuition. Yeah. So I love you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Also, if you'd like to know how to achieve younger looking skin in 6 weeks or less, there's a link to my webinar training just down below in the description box. It's like 30 minutes long or something, and there's like 5 steps to having younger looking skin. And it was my first webinar, so it's a little awkward, but still very, very helpful. And I'm definitely going to going to record that one again, but yeah. Okay. See you soon. Let me know in the comments down below what other kinds of videos you want to see, and have an amazing Friday. Bye. Bonjour and au revoir.